The University Tower chimes ring in another session of Ask the Professor, the show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Mayo, and let me introduce to you our panel for today, adjusting her microphone so that all may hear. It's Professor Heather Hill.
Thank you for that observation.
No, I'm good at seeing things.
You know, Professor Venugopal has joined us, and you will introduce him shortly. But we were having a conversation just a moment ago, and is there such a thing as liquid cinnamon? When you come up with
The problem is this. Yeah, there's oil of cinnamon. When you let the chemists, they find some solvent that would dissolve something like powdered cinnamon. And then it contains something like methylene chloride in it.
Okay.
And we're all dead.
Oil of ginger.
See, we have these very highbrow conversations here on Ask the
Yes,
Professor.
we do.
That include...
We don't know the answers to most of the questions.
However, they are very unrehearsed.
Anyway, I'm happy to be here at the end of the term.
Yes.
And
Dear God, save us all.
Dear God, save us all.
Have you had a glorious dead week?
Yeah, okay.
If you say so.
You can move on to the next panelist.
Hey,
He has had a glorious dead week.
Hey,
I can
I've
see
had
it on
a
his
wonderful
face.
dead week, yes. My third wonderful dead week in a row. No, my sixth, actually.
oh, and those, of course, are the dulcet tones of Professor Stephen Manning,
Dulcet.
Department
I was
of Retirement.
doing a piece of business that I won't bore you with, and the guy was filling out a form. He was on the phone. Or he sent me a text. He was doing these forms for me, and he sent me a text saying,
You said you weren't going to bore us with it.
what was your...
I know.
What was
Too late.
Can you go check in the coffee? What was your retirement date? I said, well, I don't know, a while ago. You know you're actually retired?
Yes, I do.
I had to look up my VESIP agreement.
Oh.
The actual, August 15, 2020. So
We are bored.
Nice, nice.
Now he's
that's the
rubbing
way
it-
he
he's
likes
rubbing
it.
it in.
We had a faculty candidate for communication studies come through in these last couple weeks, and Jason Roach was explaining the dead hour to the candidate. Sort of absorbed it and said that that's not really the best terminology.
No.
And so I
Exactly.
couldn't stop myself.
Exactly.
Well, let me tell you about Dead Week.
Yeah.
Got a lot of death. A lot of death at this school.
I never quite understood that.
No,
All the years I was here, every year I
Dead
said,
to all
what-
scheduling.
What
Yes,
are
they
you
both
supposed to
are.
do?
Yes.
And you can't have things due?
Right.
Yeah.
during-
Well, you could have things due.
assessment.
Yeah.
No what?
Yeah.
You
No
can't give
exams.
tests or exams.
Yeah, yeah. So Professor Jim Tubbs is also here, and I just
Yes.
love the fact that off the top of your head, we're like, I remember my date of retirement. That's so great.
It was 1 year before his.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's pretty easy to remember.
So, Stephen, next time you forget,
Just
call
ask me.
Jim.
And add a year.
All this change in one digit. It's easy.
Oh my gosh, how's it going, Jim?
It is going well.
Excellent.
Well, yes. We were just commenting on the uncertainties of weather here. You just can't plan on anything. I mean, last weekend it was 84 on Saturday, 73 on Sunday, and snowing on Monday. So,
Spring is a petulant
spring
teenager.
in Michigan, yes.
Full of acne. Oh.
Continuing around the table, I'd like to introduce Professor Prasad Venugopal after his recent promotion. Congratulations.
Full Professor Prasad
Thank you.
Venugopal.
Technically, though, only on August 16th.
That's correct.
But yeah,
In
still,
our hearts, you're
Professor-
already full.
I'm full of it. That's for
Yes,
sure.
you
Yes.
are.
All right.
Quite full.
He's full of something.
It's great to be back.
Yes, it's good to have you here. I love how we catch you right as we're coming over, and you're like, "Yeah, what the hell?" Prasad, something's on the
All
boil.
of our guests say
It
the
can
same
wait.
thing. Oh, what the hell?
I'm a full professor. I can do whatever I want now.
Oh my gosh.
At the end of Dead Week.
Professor Mara Livezey is here. How was your dead week? Well, it's not technically over yet, I guess, but you know.
It was actually not so bad.
Okay.
I've done a significant portion of grading, which means that I have less to do next week.
Nice.
Except that's not true, because I still have to do my annual report and my dossier, which seems like double the amount of work, but it's the
a lot of
same
work.
thing.
That's a lot of work.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, I forgot about our annual report date.
Oh, great.
I think the president of the union should probably get that in on time.
I saw Pam's email about that, and I thought, ooh, that's so nice not to be filling out.
Oh my gosh. And last but most certainly not least, the Purple Machine himself, Professor Dave Chow.
Pleasure to be here, as always.
Barney.
Yes.
Yeah, Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
Yeah, I'm good
Mr.
with that.
Canada, Mr. Hockey.
Hey, I'm not wearing my red and white yet.
Not yet.
Give me time.
Folks, this is a program where you can send us questions regarding anything, and if you stump the panel, you win a prize. If you don't stump the panel, you can also win a prize. You can send us the questions in a number of ways. You can email us at atp@udmercy.edu, find us on Facebook and Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. Okay, I'm hoping that we can have fun and that you all don't groan when I bring up this list of questions, which may or may not have been supplied by some members of the Mayo family. It's not
Nice.
Simpsons, don't worry.
The Mayo family.
Yeah, it's the Mayo family. Gearing up because I had a adult moment the other day, realizing that one of the most iconic video games of all time, Super Mario Brothers, turns 40 next year, and that's a pretty big deal. And of course, we have the movie out right now, which is setting the world on fire. So these are some softball, Mario questions. I think that we gotta cater to the listenership. So let's start with some low-level stuff, like what is the name of Mario's little brother?
Luigi.
Luigi is
Oh,
his
they're
name.
brothers?
Yeah.
They only look alike.
I never knew that was a part of the plot.
The name of the game is Super Mario Brothers. So.
That is
Brothers.
true. I should
Brothers.
have made that connection.
That would work, yeah.
You thought they were cousins
I
or
feel
something?
bad now.
Distant relatives.
Clones. They're just clones.
See, maybe we thought it was like the Marx Brothers, the Smothers Brothers, and just now became a trademark.
All of those people are
Warner
also
Brothers.
Brothers.
Or like the Pep Boys.
As we tell our
Wow.
students, there are no stupid questions.
No, there are no stupid questions.
Wow.
But we could find one if there were.
Stupid answers. If you listen to the show,
Yeah, plenty of stupid answers.
Wow.
The Mayo Boys claim, it is also actually true, that before the Super Mario Brothers video game, there was a video game called Mario Brothers, where Mario and Luigi are established to have what profession?
They're plumbers.
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 I did remember that one.
Okay, this is pretty good.
Guess that's why they
So
go
far.
on.
So far, so
They're
good.
right.
Let's
We've
find
got
out how
momentum.
far we go before I don't know anything.
No. In the video game classic from 1984, 1985, Super Mario Brothers, where do Mario and Luigi battle to save the princess? Very stereotypical.
Castle.
This is the castle of
It's a kingdom of something.
something.
It's a kingdom of a very obvious fungus.
Oh, mushrooms.
The Mushroom Kingdom. Yes, that's where they are. Mhm.
I didn't know there was a name to it.
I think I'm gonna leave while I'm on top. I got 2.5 right.
Doing pretty good.
Mic drop.
The Koopas that populate the army fighting Mario and Luigi in Super Mario Brothers are what kind of common animal?
Turtles.
They're turtles, yes. Turtles fighting plumbers.
I think I'm going to go get the coffee.
It's okay.
We have a video king in our midst.
Things
No,
are turning
this
over
is-
here.
this
Things
is
are
my
turning
youth.
over here.
Uh-oh.
The Mushroom Kingdom denizens, so the people who actually live in the Mushroom Kingdom, they look like mushrooms.
Yeah.
But even though we don't know the answers to the questions, we know what denizens actually means. That's the only thing we
That's
know.
the only thing in that sentence we know.
Yeah, we know.
Don't insult our intelligence.
The denizens
That's easy to do.
are rescued by Mario and Luigi in the video game. They're actually known as something else. This would be an animal that you might find in the garden. It can hop, but it doesn't go very far.
a
Grasshopper?
toad.
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 They're called
Oh,
toads.
yeah, Toad.
There you go.
Please guess.
I thought that's a better guess than Whistle Pig.
It wasn't a wallaby. So.
That's right. Now, for the Detroit Mercy connection, who voices the character Toad in the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Must
Harrison
be
Ford.
No.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Keegan-Michael
Yeah.
Key, yes.
Dick Vitale.
Detroit
Oh,
Mercy
good answer.
grad.
I got one right.
Yes.
Woo,
No,
woo.
that's
And a
great.
good one, too.
That's great.
Thank you.
The princess of the Mushroom Kingdom is known by two primary names. Do you know what they are? One is named after a fruit that's often found in Georgia.
Plum. No, Georgia.
Peach.
Peach.
Sometimes she's called Peach. Sometimes she's called Princess Toadstool. So it
Oh
doesn't,
dear.
you know, she's part of the
Toadstool
Mushroom
does not
Kingdom.
What a
so,
title.
Have the, have
Now,
the
this is
panache
like a
of
whole
peach.
narrative that I am completely unaware of.
You got a universe built. You got a universe built. Mario's first ever video game appearance was actually rescuing a woman named Pauline from what large barrel throwing character?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, yes, who is also in the movie, voiced by Seth Rogen. What two video game franchises feature Mario and all his friends, either doing battle on the road or punching the snot out of each other?
Oh, what was it? The
Oh,
rally?
Super Smash Brothers?
Super Smash Brothers is the battling one. Very good.
Wasn't there a rally one? Rally cars or something?
Mario Kart.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
Mario
yeah,
Kart.
Mario
That's
Kart,
the-
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Wait,
why-
these are movies?
No,
Video
these are
games.
games.
Yeah.
Games you can play.
Other games.
I thought you said there was something in your question about movies.
What two video game franchises
video game
feature
franchises.
Mario and his friends? Yes.
Okay.
Doing battle on the road, that would be
I fell
Mario
asleep
Kart.
a couple of minutes ago.
That's what happens when you attain full professorship.
Excessive napping.
This is just about the most esoteric thing on the menu here today. Since Super Mario Brothers, since the release of the video game, 1984-85, earning an extra life in a video game has been referred to as what? Because that's the way they refer to it in that game. The game is
Powering
so-
up?
No, not powering up.
Free
Close.
Marioing.
Free Marioing. That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
Powering down.
Got lots of coverage here.
Tenure.
Earning
Decaffeinating.
an extra life.
Yeah, methylene chloride. It's called a one-up, is what it's
Oh.
referred to.
One-up.
One-up.
So that one's going to have to be an X, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What's the word where when you lose all your lives?
What is it
Right.
called?
It's
Yeah.
called death.
Death.
Just dead? I
you're
thought
dead.
they had another word for that too.
Dead week. Dead hour. It's like
Dead Mario.
You're just
Mario.
dead.
Dead Luigi.
Exactly.
Dead eyes of our students.
That's a good one, Heather. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Who is widely known to be, quote, the father of Mario and the also wildly successful Legend of Zelda video game franchise?
Oh, what is this?
Mario Senior?
No,
It's a good guess. Good
Oh,
guess.
thank you.
No idea.
Nintendo of Japan.
not Murakami.
No,
What's
no.
his name?
Nope, so close. So close. His first name is Shigeru. His last name is...
Takasami.
No.
Throw some vowels and Z's and K's together.
Watanabe.
Yeah.
It's Shigeru Miyamoto. Is the
Miyamoto.
father of
Miyamoto.
Mario. Yep. I thought this was pretty cool. Like I may have
I just
lived
have to
my-
say, this would have been a great time to have Mini-Me here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He would
Mini-Me
know.
knows the answers to all these questions.
Do you think so? Huh?
Yeah, me, not so much.
The iconic theme music to Super Mario Brothers represents what style of music? Lived almost 40 years before I realized that this was true.
Bebop?
It's not. It's not. Do 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 do.
Bad jingles? What? Jim, you're the music person.
Like
What-
elevator
try-
music?
Yeah, elevator music, yeah.
Elevator music.
No, it's too bad. I thought previously I would have it queued up on my phone so we could listen to it while we're here. I don't want to get
Like
Michael in any
8-bit?
copyright trouble. No, it's a calypso song. I mean, it's
Oh.
island music,
Oh.
but they're in the Mushroom
See,
Kingdom.
that's
so.
interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay,
Oh, mushroom
It's not John
calypso.
Coltrane.
You're clearly not John Coltrane,
No,
but it's colonialism. That's for sure.
that is for damn sure. Voiced by Jack Black, the famous comedian in the new movie, who's the primary antagonist for Mario and Luigi?
Bowser?
Bowser, yes. Or King Koopa.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Also
King Koopa,
would
yeah.
have
The
uh,
mustache,
accepted,
yes.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Last one, then you're all free.
Just
Don't
not
worry.
the Big Brothers.
Mario's lovable dinosaur pal, who he rides on the back
Oh,
of
yeah.
in Super Mario World,
Yes.
is named.
I totally
Not
forget his
Koopa
name.
or
Starts
Koopa
with a
Poocha?
Y.
Oh,
Oh,
Yoda.
it's like
So
it's
close.
Like Yogi or no?
It's Yoshi.
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 Name.
I can see the.
Very well done.
Not
cute.
bad.
Very well
I knew
done.
it ended in a vowel.
He's real cute.
I was afraid that everybody was just going to turn their backs and not
Well, we
even try
did.
to answer. So.
We kind of did, but
We
Yeah, you weren't
tried.
looking.
Well, we've got some more questions from Professor Manning. I think it's fun when Stephen is here and we get to ask these questions. Just because
Because I get everything right.
I haven't submitted any question sets recently doesn't mean I haven't been working on a few
This
new
might
ones.
explain why I haven't been here for 2 years.
Well, that and the visible fencing we put up around.
I generally prefer to wait until I have enough to compose a list with a theme. We appreciate that, Stephen. The theme of this one is numbers, in that the correct answer is a number.
Number.
As I was putting this together, it struck me the appeal of numbers lies in the fact this mixed up, topsy-turvy world we find ourselves on a daily basis attempting to negotiate. There is some solace in dealing with a world where some things, confirmed numerically, are more or less assured and accurate. That's pretty good.
that's quite poetic.
Very
Wow.
Thank you.
Very good.
It's very
Numerical haiku.
philosophical.
All right, number one.
You're saying I shouldn't have retired?
These are in, we've talked about Kendra. Kendra probably hasn't been here, I'm so sorry to say it on the air, in about 5 years. But she just had a knack for going and grabbing numbers out of midair and getting them right.
Yep.
So we could have really used her
We
today.
can call her a lifeline.
We could.
Can we just text her?
According to a 2021 Center for Biological Diversity study, Americans generate what % more tons of waste in December than any other month? So the whole year is some 100%. What % is just December?
32.
63.
150.
17.
76.
I guess I'm giving it to Professor Jim, 23%.
Oh, what do you got?
23%. That's a lot. That is a lot of waste.
That's what you get for wrapping all your presents as opposed to bagging them.
Exactly. All that cardboard.
Throwing
makes
out the
sense.
Christmas tree and
Well, that gets,
Burn it. It's
throwing out the
easier.
presents that you didn't want in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't usually burn those.
Regift.
Yeah,
Come on.
regift. Yes.
How many countries have won the soccer World Cup?
Oh, where's Beth?
So many countries.
It's more than 6.
Where is Beth? 18.
11.
less than 18.
It's
11?
13.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be less than 10.
10.
It is less than 10,
Yeah,
but
it's gonna
greater
be-
than 6.
Yeah.
8.
8 is correct.
Out of the blue.
I know, it's just amazing.
She was just sandbagging. That's all. She knew it all along.
One way to do it is just recount.
Totally unrehearsed.
You know them all.
I think I know most of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, Argentina and Brazil.
Germany.
Germany.
France.
France.
Can you do them in
England.
alphabetical order?
And
Italy.
in Latin.
Yeah.
In Klingon.
In Klingon.
What % of people, speaking of the World Cup in Qatar, are from other countries?
Ooh.
Oh,
% of people who live in Qatar are from other countries.
I just
Oh,
heard that
like-
on a TV show last night, but I already forgot.
40 or something.
68%.
No, it's 85%, isn't it?
More.
I'm going to give it to you. It's 90%.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Absolutely.
when there is a television show on HGTV selling Qatar that's like, selling
Like
New
tourism?
York and selling LA. Well, now they've got all these multi-million dollar condos and places to sell in Qatar. But they were talking about how it's such a huge immigrant population there.
And I wouldn't be me if I didn't say it's Qatar
Yes.
or Qatar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
That's
And-
the
As
Americanization.
opposed to the
And this,
Yeah.
this percentage went up, building all the World Cup stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The state
Oh.
That added to it.
So people just never left after they got done building it?
Terrible,
Basically.
Oh.
terrible labor practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
To make a transition, how many cranberries are used to make 1 can of Ocean Spray cranberry sauce?
The sauce? Or, wait a
Well,
minute.
what
There's
unit?
a difference.
Can of sauce.
You want actual number,
Number
but
of
what unit?
cranberries.
Pounds?
Numbers of berries.
Parsecs.
Numbers
Parsecs.
of
The
Parsecs,
jelly
yeah.
sauce or the loose sauce?
That's my question.
Yes.
It says cranberry sauce.
I'm going to
Well,
say
I know, but you can get it. You can get
80.
it.
No, there was-
Mara says
73.
80,
73.
73,
100.
150.
150.
I'll go-
Jim stole my number.
I'll go 210.
I'm sorry.
210.
I'll go higher.
Then I'll guess
Oh.
143.
I'm going higher.
Okay.
Because they're squashed.
I'm giving it to Dave. It's
Oh.
200.
Whoa.
200 berries.
So many.
Now, are we talking,
Pretty solid.
Stephen, are we talking about the stuff that has
Yes.
the lines of the can on
Yes.
it?
Well, both cans, both kinds of cranberries have that line in the can. This refers to.
No, but in the
not-
cranberry sauce itself, do you mean the jellied
the
cranberry
jelly-
sauce or the
jelly
loose
has the
cranberry
line,
sauce?
The loose cranberry sauce.
I'm still confused, but let's move
Okay,
on.
okay.
And I've lived in the 2 states in the country that are the
That's
2
true.
highest producers of cranberries, Massachusetts and Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
I'm afraid that
Bogs
your
in both
confusion
places.
might continue because the next question is a
Oh.
follow-up to the last one. What percentage of Americans buy canned cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving dinner versus using the cranberries to make it
75.
themselves?
23%. Whatever that
Yeah,
number you
what-
said
on
the
the
last
dot.
time.
Buy it?
Really?
75% to Heather.
75%.
Wow.
And
Wow.
100.
Wow.
I have not seen these questions.
I would have guessed even higher than that.
And
I
Canadians are the
Yeah.
same. So.
think. I'm not about to make that.
What do they do? What do these 75% of these
When I
people
can
do?
buy the jelly.
They just buy the can instead of making the sauce
You like the
themselves.
rings.
Oh, so we're talking about
I
the
like
75% who
slicing
actually would buy anything,
Do that with
buy
brown
cranberry
bread,
sauce,
too.
It's
as
such
opposed
a
to
wonderful
the,
consistency.
Make it.
those of us who wouldn't.
Right. Versus, yes.
Got it.
There's no excuse for getting on the
Oh, my.
That's right.
I mean, you always sort of bounce back and forth on these, Stephen, so I appreciate it. They're always interesting, even if they're gut-wrenching. How much do garment workers at the Pao Chen Group factory in Yan'an, Myanmar, a supplier of soccer shoes for Adidas, earn per day?
Oh, jeez.
I'll give you your
58
hint.
I was
It's
gonna say the exact same number,
4,800
58
kyat. 4,800 kyat, but how much is that in
$2.
dollars?
I
I
know,
know-
I know you all know the exchange rate.
Well, the
I'm
problem
giving
is you
it
said
tomorrow.
it per day.
It's $2.27.
Oh, good, that's more than I
Yes.
thought it was.
Yikes. Of the 36 Republican members of the incoming freshman class to the U.S. House, so let's put ourselves in January, how many have cast doubt on President Biden's legitimacy as president?
How many are
36. So your starting number is 36.
36.
3 dozen minus 4.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would put it up.
Yeah, 30.
30.
I'll be really pessimistic and say 34.
34 is exact.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's see if we
But then
can
does
kick it up a
George
notch
Soros
here.
count?
This is what happens when you get a political scientist to send you questions. It's going to be depressing.
Yes.
We went from cranberries to January 6th.
Let's turn things
Right
around,
after
shall
Okay,
we?
thank you.
How much did the average American spend on buying Halloween candy in 2022?
If
Oh,
you're at
this is a Matt question.
I wouldn't
This is
know.
a bag.
if you're at the older household, the national debt.
Yeah.
$50.
I wouldn't know. I'm not an average
It's
American.
less than 50.
Less than
I would say
50.
32.
It's less than 32.
25.
25 is good. 27.55 is the national average.
We're
Yeah.
circling it.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, my.
Circling the drain.
That too.
These were definitely written by Stephen. Since 1949, how many women have risen to the powerful 25-member Chinese Communist Party, the Politburo? Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Politburo.
It's
How many
either
women?
0 or 1.
1.5.
It's either
Yeah.
0 or 1. I can think of possibly during Mao's time there might have been
What,
1.
his wife,
okay?
maybe?
His wife.
Yeah.
All right, they're doing a really good job of circling all these.
2 or 3.
All of that is on the face of it correct. It's 8.
Oh.
And one, Sun Chun Lan, the zero COVID czar, who is 72 years old, is expected to step down shortly. 3 of the 8 were married to the CCP's revolutionary
What a shock.
founders, and no woman has ever served on the even more exclusive Politburo Standing Committee, which is the country's highest governing body. You're saying, oh, they were just married to the... it's wow. That's all I got to say. How many black women are mayors of the 100 cities with the largest populations of the United States?
1, 2.
We are counting Chicago at the time these
Okay,
questions
okay,
were
Got it.
Yeah.
written.
I'm
So.
going to about, well, there I'd go about 8 to 10 again.
I'm going to go 7.
I can think of, it's more?
5.
I mean, you're both right there. It's 8.
Yeah.
Boston, Atlanta, D.C., San Francisco, New Orleans,
Yep.
St. Louis, Chicago, and Charlotte are
This
in the
is,
top 100.
Was that question black women?
Black women,
Yeah.
mayors of this 100 top
Mayor-
series.
It's no longer true in Chicago with the recent election, or Boston.
Oh,
Boston's mayor is now an Asian woman.
okay,
Correct.
all right.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's down to 6, I guess,
Yeah.
if there's no change in the others.
For those who like to keep track, what is the conviction rate for the legal system in Japan?
Ooh.
Whoa.
China, I could give you.
110.
Russia, even better, 99%.
I'm
For the
gonna say
record, it says
70?
here 99% conviction rate.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was going to say that I would imagine that the number of cases itself is very low,
Low, yep.
and therefore it only shows up when it's almost certain.
So,
Like, we're not
so how
filing
does somebody
grievance
apply to be
unless
a
there's
public defender?
violation of the contract.
That's a good question.
I mean, you have no chance, practically.
Nice.
You will be represented by this AI.
Oh.
Put into a
Yeah.
an old boombox.
Oh, great.
How many times? This is good. This is good. How many times a day do you breathe in and out?
As much as possible.
Of course you do, but I'm looking for a number.
I'm gonna
Wow.
do a 15-second count. And then multiply it by,
So,
I'm going
times
with
a day?
I don't know. I'm not.
Respiratory rate would
Okay,
be...
how many minutes?
I'm
are
going
there
about,
a day? It's about
breathe in and out
15
is
a
1
minute.
or?
That's one. In and
Oh.
out is one.
Okay, then I'm going with about 20,000. Too high?
No, you're very close.
I did a quick back.
18,000.
18,420.
Yeah, he was low. It's 25,000 times.
25,000.
Mouth breather.
Someone's hyperventilating.
breathing into a bag. Making obscene phone calls.
I just went roughly with about 30, and then multiplied by the
Yeah.
number
30
of.
breaths a minute.
Right.
And, a minute.
Oh, wow.
And then just did some multiplication.
Yeah.
30 breaths a minute seems like a
This is what
lot.
we need
Well, that's why I
Dan.
asked if it was in and out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we need a Dan here for that one.
It's about 16 breaths a minute on average.
Professors, how
Yeah.
many
I'm
years
above average.
is it said will take a standard chunk of plastic to degrade if it's only exposed to ocean water?
What's a standard?
Just think of any chunk of plastic, a piece of a water
like-
bottle.
okay.
Or,
800.
it's a little high.
328.
Low.
You know
Whoa.
I'm going to be in
75
trouble for
years.
I am
500.
500 I'll give you. We have big error bars. It's 450 years. Is
I
how
am
long it
so
will
in
take.
trouble. My wife
Wow.
is putting up the display at the
Nasty.
Dawson Great Lakes Museum for microplastics right now.
Oh.
Yep.
So I'm in trouble.
As
Yep.
you drink from your plastic
I know.
bottle.
Oops, I'm taking this home.
Look at this glass.
I'm using this as ballast.
What about this?
Silicone, I think.
Sand.
Slightly different.
Slightly.
The National Cancer Institute of the United States estimates at what percentage Americans will be diagnosed with some type of cancer at some point in their lifetime. So what percentage of Americans during their lifetime?
38.
73.
40.
60.
It's 40. I'll
Oh.
give 38, 40.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just under 50, which is also not.
And everybody else gets run over by AI cars.
It is a
Most
yeah.
of
Truly.
us here.
Actually,
Yes,
I'm getting more depressed by the answers I give because
I
I'm
know.
consistently high.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Okay. To help you determine how many minutes per day humans chew something,
Oh.
I will give you that chimpanzees spend 4.5 hours chewing, and orangutans chew 6.6 hours. But for a human, how many minutes? So it's actually going to be less than an hour. I can give you that. Do we spend chewing?
Let's be
80.
75.
Less than
Less
an
than
hour.
an hour.
Less than an hour.
Oh, it's less than an hour?
Less than an hour.
Yeah, because remember,
Okay.
those apes are like
41.
chewing bamboo and stuff like that. So
35.
48.
Yeah, 35. That's
35?
good. 35 minutes
Yeah,
a
we
day
go.
we spend chewing.
People are
But
eating
but
too
there's
fast.
something wrong with that question because it almost makes it look like we're doing something natural because we're referring to apes and things like that.
Right.
Well,
Then
no,
if you're like on
we're
an
chewing
insure
because
diet, you're not chewing
they're
at all.
chewing because they're hungry or they
Right.
want to eat something.
Right.
Or
They're
a
chewing
liquid
because
diet
they're
of any
bored.
kind.
or if you eat out at White
Speaking of
Castle, you
which,
don't have to chew
I-
at all.
I was chewing gum or something to do.
Right, chewing gum.
Food
exactly.
bombs. Food bombs.
According to a 2015 service, yeah, I'll try that again.
Uh-oh.
According to a 2015 survey by the Harris Poll, what percent of millennials have tattoos?
More than
70.
50. Yeah.
36.
60?
52.
This is one that we're kind of all over here. It's basically 50%.
Yeah, I was gonna
say.
It's 50% of
Okay,
it.
And the other 50 are
52
designing
was
them.
close enough.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
what's
That's
going to
good.
happen when they're 85?
Hey,
No, you have them redone.
it can look good.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
you just have 'em
saggy
redone.
tattoos.
Acute follow-up for our wrapping up here in the last couple minutes. What percent of baby boomers have tattoos? It's going to be lower, but
24.
18.
32. Baby boomers, so there's that.
28.
Me.
you're all fairly far off. I'm surprised.
Wow.
16%.
It's only about 13%.
Oh, okay.
13% of boomers.
I was
have,
high.
tattoos.
Yeah, and they're usually anchors or something silly.
Bet Gen Z's even higher.
Mom.
Yeah.
I don't.
Born to shop.
In a
all I know
rose.
is the
Yeah.
baby boomer generation.
I couldn't
That's
tell you how
fine.
many of those I've done already, so.
What percentage of American adults have criminal records? Oh my lord.
Criminal records.
Criminal records.
Okay.
I don't know how we define that, but it seems pretty.
Gotta be a-
23.
It's got to be a felony. I'm going with 23
Oh,
or
a
27.
felony.
I'll take
Okay,
27.
Has to be a
23,
felony?
27.
Yeah.
Professor Hill.
30.
1 in
30.
5.
Oh,
I'm going to go
yeah.
40.
Okay, so I mean, the last two were the closest, aside from the 40. Sorry, it's basically 33%. It's
Okay.
one
Okay.
third.
So does that also
Nice.
count like traffic tickets? Does
Yeah,
that
I don't
count
know. Is
as
that a criminal record? Is that on my criminal record?
No.
Not a
that's
ticket.
No.
that's criminal.
Well, it depends what. No, traffic tickets typically misdemeanors, not a criminal
Oh,
record.
okay.
Okay. So
Even
No.
DUIs are not criminal, are they?
Ah, yes, I
I
thought
think
so.
they
Thought
are.
they would be.
An offense against the state? Yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay, we'll wrap things up with this little gem. According to estimates by the International Council of Clean Transportation, what percentage of all flights worldwide are taken by the richest 20%?
Ooh,
Ooh.
like 80.
No,
all
exactly
flights.
correct.
Oh
Really?
my god.
What'd you
80.
say?
It's so depressing.
80%?
80%
Oh my God.
of all flights are taken by the richest 20% of people.
They're just like taking the private jets to like go to
Toledo.
20 miles from here.
Toledo.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
taking
air
their
travel
jets
has always
to
been-
Clausen.
Yeah. Fern,
Yeah.
you
General
Right.
Justice
air travel has been that of the
somewhere.
rich. Yeah.
Well, I think it used to be higher than that.
Oh,
Oh,
It
yeah.
used to be higher. I mean,
Before
commercial air travel has been democratized.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Over the
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, the seats have gotten smaller.
And
Sure have.
and Lufthansa is bringing it down for everybody else because they're going to make it look like you're just traveling a typical bus
Oh.
and landing at a bus station.
Yeah,
You're like,
if I pull the
exactly.
string,
Yeah,
does that
pull
mean
the
it
string,
stops
yeah.
for me too? I mean,
I'm going to get in trouble with Lufthansa, but that's okay.
You'll never fly there.
No, it rings
This is
the
a
bell
bad
to
time
say that
to
you want to
announce
get
that
off
our
with
new
the next
sponsor is...
Oh,
The time is up, professors. I'm so sorry, but the time has come to say goodbye. Dave.
See ya.
Mara.
Goodbye.
Prasad.
Bye.
Jim.
Goodbye.
Stephen.
Bye.
And Heather.
I have a tattoo.
And now these words from University of Detroit Mercy.
You can email Ask the Professor at atp@udmercy.edu or visit the Ask the Professor Facebook page.
Ask the Professor is produced and directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mayo.